Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to what many are calling the Enduro race of the century. I'm here with my partner, Strawberry Barry. Barry, what do you think?
Absolutely, Ron. This is the race that will settle many of those age-old questions. Are European bikes better than Japanese bikes?
Are two-strokes better than four-strokes?
Can old dirt bikes beat the late model bikes?
And of course, will old age and cunning triumph over youthful enthusiasm?
Representing the old riders is Infidel Matt on his Eurotrash 2012 model. Matt will be relying on the smoke screen laid down from his oily pumpkin. And, known as the thinking man, no doubt some treachery and cheating could be involved.
And in the other corner is young Felix on the incredibly ancient XR200, 34 years old, Strawberry, 34 years. Can this old four-stroke possibly win? Let's head for the starting line and find out.
Tension is mounting, Ron.
And they're off! Felix looks like he's keeping quite close to Infidel Matt in the early stage of this race.
Yes, it's a very tight track, Ron. And this, I think, is where the XR will have an advantage.
Matt looks like he's really giving her the gears. His back tire's all over the place. He's throwing big roosts. Oh, there he goes. He's starting to stretch it out now on the straight stretch.
Somehow, he has got that pumpkin into over rev. The pumpkin puts out about 50 horsepower, but of course that's Austrian horsepower, which is no match for the 15 Japanese horsepower of the XR200, more around 95 Austrian horsepower. Oh, Matt completely cuts the corner.
Oh, nice move. That's the treachery in action.
Yes, and Felix...
Oh, he lost it, pushing too hard, feeling the pressure from the young man.
Oh my God. Look, it's well known these pumpkins don't handle well. Look at this on it. Oh yes, on the replay, he's down hard.
That XR200 was just pressuring him. I'm sure that Matt could hear that motor in the background and just pushed him past the point.
Let's see how Felix reacts. Oh yes, a bit of gloating. Good to see.
Oh, I like the technique Matt's using here. He's trying to, I think, draw out some sympathy from Felix, and he's really milking this crash.
If he's sensible, he'll be playing the old man act. Oh yes, it's the old man act. A classic, but a goodie.
Look at that walk. He's executing that technique to perfection.
I doubt Felix will be able to resist this. Yes, he's feeling very empathetic. Well done, Matt.
Yeah, he's doing complete. The heavy lift, heart rate. He's mimicking heart rate high. Well done, Matt. Well done.
Great strategy here from Infidel Matt. As I suspected, he pretends to be injured, makes Felix feel sorry for him, and thus Felix forgets they're even racing.
I completely agree. Matt knows that everything is stacked against him. He's riding a pumpkin. It's only a two-stroke, and it's a modern bike, lacking all of the brute power and handling of a much older motorcycle like the XR200.
Infidel Matt is really under pressure now. He needs to focus on those devious, manipulative strategies. He's pulling over. Let's see what mind games he can use.
Huh? I'm a bit out of sorts. Let's just cruise. Yeah, I don't like pushing like this.
Excellent emotional manipulation by Matt. It slows Felix down momentarily, but in no time at all, he's back on Matt's rear fender. Oh, you can see Matt's under pressure, losing the rear end slightly, having trouble through these off-camber slopes.
The XR200 seems to be hanging on. Matt's definitely giving it the gears. There's a good amount of roost coming off that rear tire.
Yes, and of course, this is where the XR is predicted to be so superior, with something like 95 brake horsepower at the rear wheel.
That makes a lot of sense to me, Straw.
We're in the open areas now. Oh, cuts another corner. Look, the problem here is the pumpkin simply doesn't handle. It's well known none of the vegetables handle well. I'm surprised Matt, as a pro rider even, is doing this well.
Felix seems to be on his tail. Matt's under pressure here in the tight stuff.
Oh, he's losing it in the corners slightly. He's got to be careful here.
I think Felix senses the end of the race is coming, and he's really putting a lot of pressure on Matt, hoping that he'll make a mistake. But I believe in old age. He's bobbled it, Straw. He's bobbled it.
Can't believe it, Ron. He's slipped out again. These pumpkins simply don't get good traction in any conditions.
Well, when you look at the XR200, we got power and we have handling, so it's going to be tough for Fidel to hang on.
So much pressure, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh no! Down again!
Oh, whoa!
The full body contact from Felix, the guns, the works.
Oh, he's giving him the double barrel. Yeah, that was clearly the punch technique. He followed up when Fidel Matt hit the ground. He follows with the punch. Clearly great strategy on the young man's part.
Look, brutal techniques. You can't say it's got the sophistication of Matt, but Felix, as a young man, is resorting to violence with good effect.
We see here Matt slides into the corner. He stands up. I think he was going to try to play that one, but then Felix ended it with the punch technique, and Matt clearly goes down. And it looks like Felix is going to finish him off with the double barrel gun technique.
Yes, let's wait for it. Here come the guns. Bring on the guns, Felix. Not that I'm a gun advocate, but nonetheless, very appropriate move. Here we go.
I really like the hesitation there. I really enjoyed the hesitation.
KO! Fatality!
He made Matt sit on it and really got into his mind with that one.
Absolutely.
Well, Strawberry, this race proves it beyond a doubt. Japanese bikes are clearly better than the European models. 4-strokes are better than 2-strokes. Old dirt bikes are better than new. And young riders seem to be better than the old ones.
I agree, Ron. So guys, let's quit those endless online debates and accept the truth.
The truth! They can't handle the truth.
Well, Ron, you can't argue with scientific evidence. This is the truth, so help me, E-Rag.
Tell it to the brother! Please, E-Rag! Please, E-Rag!
Oh, yeah!
You're gonna have some great footage. He went down hard.
Okay, guys, that was the silly reel. Now it's time to show Matt's perspective. Off we go. First thing I should probably mention is Matt is pretty similar to me in that he more focuses on slow, hard technical terrain when he goes riding. So this track, which was designed by Meg's Brap, really puts him out of his comfort zone, trying to do it quickly. And I'm the same. After a while, I found I got used to it. I don't think Matt got to do anywhere near as many laps as me, so even when we filmed at this point, he was struggling. Bit of rain, it's quite slippery, and of course, that leads to accidents pretty quickly. We're coming into the off-camber sections, and down Matt goes. Very slippery through this. I really struggled with these off-camber slopes. And of course, Matt has actually landed pretty hard.
I did the splits.
He did hurt himself here.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I just did the splits.
Oh. Nice.
I'm just gonna relax a bit.
Taking it easy.
Ow.
Catching a dirt nap. You've been working hard, man. You deserved it.
And that's true. The guys had been working hard. Matt was one of our guides on the trip, and he'd been riding every day and was starting to feel pretty burnt out by this stage. Young Felix was our intern. He was pulling some massive hours and was quite tired too. But of course, youthful enthusiasm will tend to win out. Okay, more of these off-camber corners. I've got a video coming up talking about different ways that guys did these off-camber corners. Matt's about to pull over again. He is feeling out of sorts.
Yeah, I'm just a bit out of sorts. Huh? I'm a bit out of sorts. Yeah, I don't like pushing like this.
I'm actually surprised Matt kept going. Usually when I've had a stack like that and I'm hurting, I just pull out for quite a while and recover, but I think there was the pressure of having cameras all set up, and he just soldiered on. Last of the off-camber corners, and now coming out more into the open. Fast sweeper here. I really had trouble with this one. It's quite slippery on the clay there. Then you could really rock it up through here, as long as you don't go out of control and hit the fence there. And then we're into the open field section. This part of the track has the potential to be very fast, but you can probably see we still hadn't ripped up the grass enough. So you had alternating bits of good grip and then slipping on the grass. And then of course some of it is still kind of a wet clay. So very mixed bag. The XR200 had a big advantage here. It has so little horsepower, there's not much chance of it sliding out. Whereas of course a 252 stroke, yeah, a bit harder keeping the traction. Matt almost went down again there. This corner I found very tricky. You've got to hit the brakes hard and then boom, turn it through an almost 90-degree bend. Eventually kind of started to get the hang of that. Oh, Matt's down again and gets punched out by Felix.
Victory!
That was good.
Fatality.
It'll be good for little intercuts of just me just fucking bailing all the time.
Yep. Lifting the bike one more time. Yeah, look, this is one of the issues when we're filming, of course. You actually do need to stay on people's rear fenders really closely. And yeah, it does mean the risk of running someone over when they actually crash. Of course, following that closely makes it harder for the second rider too, because you really can't see what's coming up. On one hand, you know when the corners are coming up, you can follow the other person, but if there's something on the track, you often can't see that tree root or stone. And pulling into the finish line, congratulations to both guys. It's really interesting. Different aged bikes, riders. Yep, I love this shit.
Yeah!
Fuck, I went down hard pretty a few times.